It never stops, does it? It never, ever stops. So the day after Woj and ESPN put out this entire Ben Simmons story officially, Doc Rivers goes on First Take with Stephen A. to publicly defend Ben Simmons. It was not a coincidence, and let me just tell you, I have some pretty strong things to say. I'm absolutely sick of this. Let's talk about it.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
What is going on, everybody? RB here. Welcome on into Philly Take with RB, where we constantly talk Philadelphia sports. You know what to do. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications here on the channel. Check out the merch store and consider becoming a channel member today. All information and links down below. Look, man, whether you agree with me on this entire thing or whether you somehow still enjoy Ben Simmons, I don't know how you do at this point. I was listening to callers all day on the radio, just absolutely rip this guy to shreds. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, it seems like Philadelphia is coming together and just realizing, like, how bad this situation is. Today was an absolute joke. And, you know, as you know, in terms of me, even if we don't agree, I'll always try to respect every opinion. And I just always try to put my truth out there in terms of how I see it. I'm just a guy, but I have to be completely honest as always, man. It was an absolute ridicule joke for Doc Rivers to appear today, one day after this entire debacle happens. I know Keith Pompey reported it weeks ago, but now it's on the mainframe, and Doc Rivers comes out here and he shows up. And, you know, I just want to start with a thought today. So I tweeted this earlier this morning. If you're not following me on Twitter, at RB Philly Take, go ahead and do that right now. But how about this? I haven't seen anybody else with this perspective. And I honestly, maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe I'm crazy. But I tweeted this out. Can the Philadelphia 76ers, quote unquote, fail to render services? That has been, you know, the thing that they're going to fine Ben Simmons for if he does not show up to media day on Monday. By the way, we're less than a week away, so it's about to hit us in the face. And honestly, I kind of think that Doc Rivers going on First Take today was kind of, you know, to defer the blow that is about to come on Monday, because, you know, Daryl and Doc and the players, everybody's just going to get swarmed with these questions. Maybe in part that was why he went on. But I said, can the Philadelphia Sixers fail to render services if 2-5, by the way, you know, we don't refer to him as Ben Simmons anymore. He's not a person in the city. He is 2-5 to me. If 2-5 has 4 years left on a contract he signed and refuses to fulfill services, the Sixers should do the same, right? We owe him $16 million next week. I say pay him nothing and make the NBA step in. Take it to court if you have to. 2-5 deserves nothing. Hey, Ben Simmons and his contractual obligation, it says he has to play, right? So if he doesn't want to fulfill his duties, why do the Sixers have to do the same? I wouldn't pay him a dime. I don't think he deserves anything. I just think this whole thing is a mess. Hey, maybe just my thought, but let me know what you think. Also, a couple other things that happened on First Take today. It wasn't with Doc Rivers, but it was with Kendrick Perkins. Just wanted to throw it out there. I'm not going to really speak on it at the moment. Don't know how valid it is. But Stephen A. said that these two deals were potentially available for Ben Simmons. He said the Blazers discussed a deal with C.J. McCollum, Rocco, and draft picks in exchange for Ben. The salaries would work well. And then also he said that Brooklyn showed interest in trading Kyrie for Ben Simmons. Quote, Kyrie could have ended up in Philly. Sean Marks couldn't do it because KD wasn't having it. If it were not for KD, the Nets would be interested in making that deal. And he also went on to say after that quote, because I watched it, and he said, you know, the Nets would be sure title favorites with Ben Simmons. I don't agree with that, because I think KD, Harden, and Simmons would all butt heads. I really do, and I think KD would call him out on his stuff. But anyway, we are going to get to exactly what we need to. Doc Rivers and Stephen A. Smith interviewing on First Take, and you won't believe what was said, ladies and gentlemen. I have two main thoughts on it, but before we get into all that, let's go ahead and hear a word from our sponsor, BetQL. Do you want to get an advantage over your sportsbook? Well, if so, BetQL is the perfect app for you. Their best bet model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation across all major sports for every single game. They cover spreads, over-unders, player props. You even receive all news, injury updates, and any other information you need to succeed on your bets in real time. I've been using BetQL the last couple weeks, and I'm going to be using them this weekend as well. And hey, if you're trying to hit on those NFL parlays, go over right now. Use the sharp analytics provided by BetQL. and download the app from the App Store, Google Play Store, or you can even click the link down below in the description and use promo code RB for 25% off of any subscription offering. Again, promo code RB, 25% off, and be sure to check out the special BetMGM offer in the description as well to receive a free year of BetQL. Their best bet algorithm went 13-2 in week 1 for the NFL games between Thursday and Sunday. All I expect is continued success. You can get all this information down below in the description. Go use BetQL and use promo code RB for 25% off. All right. So this interview, man, I mean, I was absolutely cracking up. I couldn't believe this happened. And I kind of want to say before, because I wrote down about 5 different questions and points that I want to reference. But let me just say, I think this is one of 2 things, okay? Number one, I think that the Sixers could kind of see the situation going on, and this is kind of a bold one, but maybe they're trying to still hook another team, and maybe a team offered like a decent player and a draft pick, and they're saying, you know what, let's go ahead and try to make it seem like we're going to keep Ben, so maybe another team kind of goes over a little bit more and pulls him in. That's bold. I don't think that's very likely, but just one of the things that popped into my head. But the more likely one is this, and I think this is what is happening. There are no stars available. Daryl Morey's been trying to play this waiting game, this hardball with Ben Simmons and Rich Paul, and now there are no options. There's not many options left. And, last night on the roundtable, a lot of people didn't agree with me. I still think some of what I said got misconstrued, but all I'm saying is that Daryl Morey needs to weigh these offers or whatever he has on the table, and he needs to make the best decision for the Sixers long term, and he needs to make the best decision for what he feels will keep us in championship contention. With all the turmoil, I don't want to feed into it and give this guy what he wants, send him where he wants to go, and end up with something that won't make us successful. That's all I'm saying. So, at the end of the day, this whole situation is sick, and Daryl needs to do what he can. But maybe this is, there are no options left, so let's try to make it seem to the public like everything is okay. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I view it. And again, they're trying to take away some of the damage that is about to occur on Monday when Ben does not show up. But anyway, the first question that I wrote down, so Stephen A. asked Doc Rivers, what is your response to Ben Simmons, wanting to play for another team, he won't come back? This is what Doc said. That's fine. We hear it all, but we're not giving up on him. I've always defended him, and I love how he plays. We focus so much on his offense and don't focus on a lot of other things he does. We were 1 game away from the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I don't even have to say it. Like, that is just so idiotic in itself. So you come on First Take, and it's like Charles Barkley said a couple weeks ago on the radio on Mike Miss, have some stones, okay? Hold your ground. You said what you said before. We know you're lying, okay? If we're this smart, Philly fans are some of the most educated fans. If we're this smart, I'm pretty sure some other executives and GMs are pretty smart. They can see right through this. They know it's a toxic situation, and Ben doesn't want to come back, and the Sixers are going to try to move him. Come on, man. And we were 1 game away from the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, Doc. Okay. And no, we acknowledge everything else he does well. The guy doesn't do the one thing you need to succeed in basketball, and we criticize him for it, and he gets all in his feelings. Stephen A. asked Doc Rivers, did you meet with Ben Simmons? Was the meeting a couple weeks ago that was reported true that Keith Pompey put out originally? Shout out to Keith. He had all this on the spot, and he was right. And Doc says, yeah, we didn't agree with his reasons for wanting out. We would love to get Ben back. He has a long contract, and it is in our hands. Now, that's the one thing he is right on. It is in our hands, 4 years left. This is unprecedented, like Bobby Marks said. Who cares? You got to come back. You got to come earn your money, buddy. And Ben Simmons is threatening to sit out an entire year. I don't care, man. Screw that guy. Honestly, he's got no loyalty, dignity. He's got no heart. Okay, he's soft. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you guys flew out to L.A. You know what one thing that's really bothering me is about this whole thing, whether it's Doc going on TV or a reporter saying this. Again, it's the narrative being flipped, and I don't understand it. Okay, why does it feel so much like everything's catered towards Ben? Oh, Ben says, I never intend on playing for the Sixers again. Doc has to come on apologizing. This, we're okay. Like, why? Hold to your ground. This guy has no leverage over us. If he wants to make money and prolong his career, he's going to play. And if he doesn't, it shows a lot about him. You know, I know we're in a tough situation, but come on, man. It's like everybody's just catering to this guy, and that's why I don't want to give this guy what he wants. It's exactly what he wants. And after he made a commitment, he wrote his signature. He made a commitment, and now he's just done. I'm sick of it, okay? Stephen A. asks Doc about his comments after Game 7. You said you didn't know if he was a championship point guard after Game 7. Doc says, I want to correct that. I never said what was reported. My answer was, I don't know how to answer that. I'm not answering that crap. It was being portrayed. I don't think we can win with Ben, but I do. Absolutely ridiculous. At this, this is why I feel more towards my second point that, maybe there's just no options and we're just trying to push all buttons to get this guy back so we can build his value up and get him the hell out of here. I just, come on, Doc. Come on. Doc Rivers look, I always try to keep it real, man. Doc Rivers, I'm starting to really draw the leash here on Doc Rivers. Like, I'm really starting to feel that repulsion from even though he did good things last year. Like, come on, man. You're known for accountability. Stick up and stop defending the dude. We know it was pitiful. It was trash. We got embarrassed on a national stage. Oh, my gosh. Come on, Doc. Stephen A. says, does Ben Simmons believe what you're trying to sell as the coach? Doc Rivers says he did last year. It's more about the free throws. We don't need him to be at 70%. That's about as dumb as when you said last year that he only has to go 1 for 2 from the line. Come on, Doc. You benched him because he can't shoot free throws. Doc says we hired a free throw coach. Whip-de-doo. Whip-de-frickin-do. How about you hire a damn doctor and check if the dude has a heart? You know what I mean? Come on. Phil Buckner, is that what we're talking about? Phil Beckner? The guy I reported on earlier who was Damian Lillard's old coach? Yeah, he's going to fix all of Ben's problems. I'm sure he is. Doc says, people go back to Game 7. Trae Young was 5 for 24. Who did that? Ben Simmons did that. This guy sounds like a fanboy. He really does. This is exactly what Ben did after Game 7. Oh, well, D-Line calls him out. Oh, well, what was Trae Young's stats? I did that. It is what it is. Come on, man. This is absolutely just sick. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and the entire city of Philadelphia is waking up and realizing that. We forget a lot of the things he does, but I don't because I'm a coach. You're right, Doc. You're the coach. You know everything about basketball. You've blown how many leads? You know everything, Doc. Just like earlier when you said we don't know basketball. I remember. Last year, we put the ball in Ben Simmons' hands, and he led us to the #1 team in the East in the regular season and 1 game away from the Eastern Conference Finals. Doc, even someone with their brain the size of a peanut can look through this, Doc. We didn't put the ball in anybody's hands. We put the ball in anybody else's hands. We put Ben on the bench in the crunch time moments because he can't do anything. Joel Embiid should tell Doc to shut the heck up. Honestly, come on, dude. Stop defending this guy. Oh, my gosh. He led us to the #1 team in the East. Yeah, well, we won a damn trophy, didn't we? #1 team in the East. Look 40 years down the road. They'll say, who was #1 seed in the East that year? Nobody cares. The last thing, Stephen A. says Ben is willing to sit out an entire season. Doc says that's what he may be saying today, but that's not what he may be saying tomorrow. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a load of crap. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's killing me inside. It's like, come on, bro. Like, really, Doc? Really? Did you think anybody was going to fall for that? And honestly, he must be getting orders from upstairs in the Sixers front office and ownership, right? Josh Harris, Blitzer, all them guys. Like, they must be trying to put a hold on this somehow. I mean, come on, man. It's not a coincidence that you go on First Take the day after when we're nearing camp. And Doc Rivers knows Ben's not coming to camp. So, like, what are you talking? Like, you're not going to go back and work on anything. Ben's not going to come here. We're going to have to make a move sooner or later. And Daryl's going to hold out for a star, or he's going to have to settle. But you know what? Like I said yesterday, at this point, don't give the guy what he wants. Don't give him what he wants. That's how I feel about it. I mean, this is just sickening at this point. I'm so tired of this. I can't wait to talk about this team going forward. We'll see what happens as we approach camp this coming week. We'll be covering it all. Once again, shout out to BetQL for sponsoring this content, the best app you'll need to beat your sportsbook today. Click the link in the description, use promo code RB for 25% off, and be sure to check out the special BetMGM offer to receive a free year of BetQL. Thank you to them for sponsoring with this content. With that being said, appreciate you guys so much. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me all your thoughts, and I will catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.